Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full discography of the Rolling Stones awaiting their next release of the album Hackney Diamonds. And we have come to the year of 1978 with this album, Some Girls. Now, I've been looking forward to reviewing Some Girls. Some Girls is often cited as one of their best albums from the 70s, and the reviews in those days were very positive. I believe it was even the Rolling Stone magazine who said that this was the best album of the year. Now, we are talking about 1978, so that is quite the compliment. And people said that this was their best album since Exile on Main Street. And I do understand why. Yet I'd like to go into details whether I agree, but I'll do that later on in the video. Now, first of all, this album has a whole different attitude. Due to some legal problems, I believe Keith Richards was in the possession of heroin or marijuana, I'm not quite sure. I live in Amsterdam, so we don't care at all. So he was not as much involved in the writing of this album as usually. For example, the song Miss You is on this one, and people sometimes hostility or pretty hostile say it's a Mick Jagger song in which he was trying to be popular in the disco scene. What his motivation for Miss You was or wasn't, the way it sounds on this album, it's freaking good, and I really like the way Mick Jagger gets influences of the time in a Rolling Stones record. I mean, this album sounds late 70s, yet it also sounds like the Rolling Stones. I've said this before about the mixing and blending of styles on a Rolling Stones album. They are pretty good in finding different influences, but never trying to sound like that. They always sound like the Rolling Stones, and Mick Jagger does a great job with Miss You. Miss You never was one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs. I've seen him perform it live. And live, it falls a bit into the, one of those hits category. The true identity of the song and the freakiness and the funkiness and the rhythm, that's on this album. This album version is really tight. And yeah, there is a disco element to it. I really want to dance to that song. And it sounds really good. I've been listening, by the way, to a Dutch pressing, but it's from the Sterling mastering, so it's basically the mastering which should be the best one. I did not do a comparison. Yet Dutch vinyl in those days, sometimes, not always, but pretty often is good, tight, doesn't always have the punch. But it's a good pressing. This is a very good pressing. It's not the orange one. Some people say that the orange one is the best one. It's pretty expensive. I couldn't find that one. Now, but it sounded good. This is a good sounding album. After Miss You, immediately get When a Whip Comes Down. Bam! Another banger. I mean, yeah, this is one hell of an album. I really enjoy it. There are so many good songs. Some Girls. I'm changing the record because I can actually see the name of the songs on the back of this album. I wasn't used to that with Rolling Stones albums. Some of the later albums, they do not have the names of the titles on the back, so I'm immediately assumed if I'd like to refer to some of the titles, I'll have to look at the final. There was Side 2, Faraway Eyes, respectable, some good songs. And then the fourth song, Beast of Burden. Oh man, this is good. This is really good. It's so emotional. Again, Beast of Burden was one of those songs, just like Miss You, which I have heard. I don't believe I've heard them play Beast of Burden live myself, but I must have seen live performances. I've heard it on the radio, and it was one of those Rolling Stones songs in which I just wasn't that involved. Yet, the way it sounds on this album, on this pressing, it's sensitive, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. This is just one hell of an album. It is genuinely good pop rock and roll. Period. I mean, this is good. I would like to get into the statement often made in the 70s when this was released that this was by far the best album since Exile on Main Street. I disagree. I don't think it's fair to disregard the qualities of It's Only Rock and Roll. And really, this is a great album. Great songs, some great hits, very tight songwriting. But Black and Blue's side 2 is adventurous. It's adventurous jamming, great melody, great playing, great conviction. I think it's unfair to disregard the incredible quality on Black and Blue. Some Girls is a brilliant album. Period. But the entire hype that this is their great return is unfair to It's Only Rock and Roll and Black and Blue, and to some extent even Goat's Head Soup. I mean, that has some great songs on there. So, looking at their discography, I think they're, until this point, I'm not sure what's going to come, you know? I have some ideas, and I have listened to some things, but they are very good. Very good. You can notice they're influenced by the time. You can notice that they're always looking for adventure in recording. Not like David Bowie or the Beatles did, but they have their own way of making it adventurous and exciting. And Some Girls, I mean, it's a great album. It's a great band, man. It's really a great band. So what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.